Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to the Moms Interrupted podcast. We're your hosts,
Taylor
and Natasha. We only do that like 25% of the time.
I know. Sorry. We're such bad podcasters.
We're just doing our best.
One day we'll record an actual intro.
One day.
You
You should see our to-do list. It's like 7 pages long. It's been going on for months.
Also, there's a lot going on right here. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm wearing a normal outfit. It's just, I don't know why I even try to look cute. It's like I have a carrier with a baby nursing with my sweater all the way up to my face and a blanket. So that's what's happening. I'm not just like, weird.
You have some sort of like mountain of fabric on your chest with a baby under it.
Oh my God. Let's just pray that she sleeps during this.
I pray.
Anyway.
So today,
We have a few really good subjects.
but before we get started, can we just talk about what's happening? My 19-month-old is rejecting the sleep sack, rejecting her diaper. We are having a lot of opinions at my house. My son is in the phase where he asks why every time I say something. Why? And I haven't had childcare in over 3 weeks. Let me just say, I stayed home with my son for 2 years before I had any like school or anything. And let me just say, I'm just really happy that we are doing this because this is fulfilling in so many ways, but also I love having something that's just mine.
I'm loving it too, even at this stage where
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of want 2 months like off or whatever. I thank God that we're not off because I just can't sit around.
I know.
It's harder.
Yeah, especially with the big one. Like it's
Yeah.
hard to be stagnant. It's
Yeah.
nice to have stuff going on.
Yeah.
But I do worry about you. Like, are you good with all of this going on?
I am good.
I was like, we have to record. And she was like, oh yeah. And I'm like,
No, I like it. It's also very timely because I like communicating what I'm going through now because I feel like it's helpful.
Totally.
And I will forget in a week what I'm going
Yes.
through today.
so true.
Who knows when I'll be able to have a babysitter for this one because I won't trust someone until she's like 6 months. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. She's
Bye-bye.
here with me for
She's
now.
here. All right. So what's your latest? Oh my
Uh,
God. Can you talk about the head lice situation?
My God, when it rains, it pours, y'all. My car wouldn't start the other day. This was last Wednesday, and I still was having issues last night and had to have a mechanic come. A viral infection for 3 weeks that riddled our household. Text from school being like, health alert, lice. I'm like, give me a break.
Yeah.
So I've already Googled it for you. Newborns can get head lice. Didn't know. Now you know. And they can't have the toxic shampoo. So you have to manually remove them every day as they hatch.
Oh my God.
I'm going to vomit even
Can you
talking about it.
imagine?
Thank God he did not get it and she didn't get it. But not a fun text to wake up to. Always
The school
something.
stuff.
I know.
It's rough.
It's just, it's crazy. I think the reason I'm getting so upset about it is because he's only in 2 half days. So it's like not
Right.
even worth it.
Yeah.
We got to up those days.
Yeah. Your 2 half-day situation, like, wouldn't recommend.
No, our friend from Hawaii texted me when she found out that he was in 2 half days and was like, so do you like grab lunch and
Yeah.
then go pick him up?
Yeah.
Like, is that all you do?
Literally.
Amount I get done in
Right.
those 4 hours.
I know.
Holy, like moms just figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'm way more productive when I have a time constraint, actually.
Yes.
I get a lot done.
Yes.
Whoa.
But imagine 4 half days.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
That's hopefully what's going to happen in the fall. So,
Yeah. So the head lice thing is brutal.
yeah. So in Hawaii, they're called ukus.
Yeah.
And I remember getting them like multiple times.
Stop.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had them. I remember they would do uku checks.
Ukus, way better name. This doesn't sound as scary as lice.
I don't know. It sounds just as bad to me. Disgusting. There's certain things like, that you're more freaked out about. And ukus for me is
A big
top.
one. Yeah.
It feels buggy to me, and
No.
I don't do well with bugs.
No, when I hear about bed bugs, I'm like, whoa, I'm so glad I've never
Burn
dealt
the
with
house
that.
down. Burn it down. My mom went to a nice hotel in Santa Barbara. Bed bugs.
No. At least hotel, it's like you're not having to clean your house, I guess.
It was like in her suitcase and stuff.
Oh my God.
Like, you
okay.
can
I can't
transport
even
them.
talk about it.
Yeah.
That's so gnarly.
She said that like she
Sue.
felt something in her bed, and she went
No.
and she slept the rest of the night in the car.
No. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Anyway, so today we're going to talk about a few things.
Yeah. A lot of people wonder about alcohol and breastfeeding.
Yeah.
And I feel like the narrative has become, like everything else in America, very black or white. I've seen clips of people being like, yes, you can breastfeed while you're drinking. And I just feel like that statement is so crazy.
I've spoken to people that I know who are doctors about it. It's like they have to say no because our American culture, we push further past the point of what's okay.
Yeah.
So they know people are going to do it anyway.
Right.
So they just say no. So people limit themselves. But if they
Right.
say yes, they know people will take it a step further.
It's like the answer is not yes. The answer is not no. The answer is
It's like most things in life,
so
somewhere in
long.
the gray area.
Yes, alcohol is the drug of choice because the
Yes.
half-life is shorter
Right.
and it's based on blood alcohol content.
Right. You can't breastfeed and consume cannabis because that stays in your system for a long time. It does go into the breast milk. Breast milk is made out of your blood. So when it's in your system, it's transferred into milk.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't do drugs, including weed and alcohol. You know, it peaks in your system 1 to 2 hours after you drink and then it's filtered out, right?
So if you were giving someone a short answer, if I said, what's the down low of alcohol and breastfeeding?
Okay, so this is from the Academy of Breastfeeding Medicine. Drinking low to moderate amounts of alcohol in breastfeeding is considered safe. The general rule of thumb is if you can drive legally, you can breastfeed your baby. Alcohol peaks in your system 1 to 2 hours after consumption. So some health organizations will say for every drink, wait 2 hours. But obviously that is not always possible. Some babies don't take bottles. Some moms will buy those alcohol test strips and test their milk. That being said, like, why? You know how much you drank. You know how you're feeling.
Yeah.
If you're feeling drunk,
Right. If you wouldn't get behind your wheel.
if you wouldn't get behind a wheel, then,
Yeah.
and obviously, I mean, legally,
Right.
not
Because
like
some people maybe would.
The thing is that, like, a lot of health organizations are very, very conservative because, yeah, there's risk. And there's some research that says that alcohol changes the composition of breast milk. It can alter the fat content, the carbohydrate content, the protein content. We don't totally know, which we talk about all the time, right? We don't know all the risks. But that being said, there's no benefit to baby, obviously, and there are risks. So I'm not going to tell you like yes or no.
Oh, it matters how little baby is. Like how often are they feeding? Because obviously when I was breastfeeding my 1-year-old,
Yeah.
different.
Well, and you could just be like, no, honey, not right now. Mommy's busy.
Right. Yeah, like here's a muffin.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the CDC talks about you need to be more careful with immunocompromised babies under 2 months, babies who were born premature.
It's not just a pump and dump like the old saying.
Yes, you don't need to just have a glass of wine and pump right away and dump it. If you're not going to wait 2 hours, the safest time to breastfeed is while you're having the drink because it's not in your blood yet.
Right.
So while you're having the drink, you breastfeed and then you wait 2 hours to breastfeed again, if you can.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If you're trying to plan it out.
Yeah.
But also that being said, if you've had a drink and you're having a meal and you can get behind the wheel, like it's probably okay. And I do want to emphasize that breast milk is made from your blood, not from your stomach contents. Right? Like people will say like, oh, I can't eat this because it'll make my baby gassy. And I just don't think that a lot of people understand like it's made from your blood. So like, yes, if something makes you gassy and you don't digest it well, then depending on the size of the molecules, it could get into your bloodstream and then it could get to baby. And if that upsets their stomach, I'm just trying to explain like the way the mechanism works is it's made from your blood, not from your stomach contents. That being said, all sorts of people are going to feel different types of things with the risks associated. Some people won't want to take any risks. Some people are like, I'm going to have a glass of wine and it's fine. So again, it's your call, but that's the information.
Yeah. And I'm so over clips of people, I'm not going to name names, just being like, yes, you can drink while you breastfeed.
Oh, yeah.
End clip.
Right.
It's like, what is that? What is that?
Right.
Like that is not educational. That's like the opposite of what we talk about all the time, the DARE program, where it's like, no, don't do this.
Well, it goes back to what you said about
Yes.
things being black and white. It's more nuanced than that.
Yeah. And I understand the positivity around that because a lot of moms, you know, We want to
Yeah.
go back to our life
Yeah.
and have fun and be social, and
Yeah, sure.
breastfeeding can get in the way of that.
Sure.
You don't understand how to, but it's like, that's not education. That's just blanket statements.
Well, you're just supposed to trust that blindly. Like what, you know,
Come on, let's be real. Look at all the other things that you can't do while you breastfeed. Like, obviously you can't chug shots.
Yeah, you can't be hammered. But also, like,
You can have fun.
I had a glass of wine when I
For
was
sure.
breastfeeding, and
Yes. And knowing the timing, like, you know, it's better to not like breastfeed while you're having a margarita. 'Cause
Exactly.
That hasn't hit your system
Exactly.
yet. You know,
Yeah.
it's like educating in the right way is so important.
Totally. And then giving moms the information so that they can make the decision that they're
Yes.
most comfortable with, instead of just saying, yeah, do it. If you are drinking while you have a small child or small children, you know how horrific it is to be even an ounce of hungover.
Oh,
So like,
my gosh. There is nothing
that's as
more difficult
Yeah.
in the world, in the history of the world, than being hungover while watching small children.
it's as close to hell as you can get.
Oh, it's impossible.
You might do it once or twice and then say, I'll never do that again, which is where I'm at. Like, I'll never have more than 2 drinks while I have small children, because it's literally not worth it. Like, I would rather
Book a babysitter if you're gonna do it.
I'm sorry, but I need a babysitter for like 2 days then. Like,
I know.
If I'm going to
I
have more
know.
than 2 drinks, I feel affected for 2 days. I have terrible sleep. I have low energy. I just feel ill.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not worth it. Like, I don't know. No.
No.
So that's how I feel about that.
Not to mention, like, you can't take care of children while drunk.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't be drinking heavily when you're taking care of your small children.
Nothing makes me more afraid.
Yeah.
I'm also a co-sleeper, so I can't.
Right.
It's
yeah,
just a big no-no.
That's a good call out. You have to be sober when you're co-sleeping.
Yeah.
Another topic that we are talking about today is Taylor's experience going from 1 to 2.
Oh.
Expectations
Yeah.
and reality.
And yours.
Well, yeah, but you're in it right now.
I don't know. I mean, every person's experience is different with
Yeah.
the transition from 1 to 2, but my hot take is I cannot believe some people say the transition from 1 to 2 is harder than the transition from 0 to 1.
Yeah.
Because boy, it rocked my world having 1. I
Yeah.
was like, what is this alien that I just birthed and I'm taking care of? And what am I doing? Who am I as a mom? I'm Googling every second. The 1 to 2, I'm just riding the roller coaster, and like, it's just taking me along, and I'm confident as a mom. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yes, my toddler is around and is very difficult, but also I don't know, it's fun and it's crazy, and he's also helpful, and I feel like if I involve him, he's great.
Oh my
And
God,
like,
they love to be
they
involved.
love to be involved. Oh my God, the tantrums, every now and then I have to turn on the TV
Every now
for
and
my
then.
sanity.
You're
But I will
amazing.
say I experience more tantrums if I go the easy way out.
Yeah.
If I go the more difficult way, it becomes the easier way.
Yeah.
And what I mean is like, can you get me baby sister's diaper? Can you do this? Can you help me with her outfit? Can you help me burp her? And he just thinks it's so fun and
Right.
so funny.
Yeah.
And like, he'll be like, she poopy, so stinky.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even throwing it away, he's like, ew.
Right.
Like, it just becomes more of a
Group effort.
and more of a family dynamic than me being like, go watch TV, go do this. And
Right.
trust me, I get it. I do it. I
Right.
do it.
Sure,
I'm
of
not a
course.
no screen time mom. Like, I get it.
Yeah, like you have to have a
But
minute.
there's something to be said about teaching them early that baby sister's a part of the family,
Yeah.
and so are you.
Yeah.
And we're in it together.
Yeah. My son is so happy when he's like, can I help you with that? Can I help you with that? I'm like, you know what? Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And just expect everything to take longer.
Oh my God. Can you get me a diaper? 7 hours later.
No, literally. Like, everything takes so long, but also,
Such a good call out.
do you feel like it's hard for you to divide your attention right now?
Yes, I'm carrier life all the way. I just time it where like, okay, I'm going to give my toddler the most attention when she's in the carrier asleep on me.
Right.
And then I'm not going to feel guilty when she's awake and I have to feed her
Right.
and I have to turn on a show or something.
Totally.
You
Yeah.
just figure it out.
You have to figure it out for sure. I feel like for me, when they're older, my son's 4.5, my daughter's 1.5, it's harder to divide attention, and I feel guilty that I'm not giving my 4-year-old as much attention because I have my 1-year-old.
The difficulty changes as they grow. But I think the 1 to 2 when they're a newborn blob is maybe what I'm talking about. But like in a year might be more difficult.
I guess that's my point, is like the things that are easier and harder change.
Yeah.
Like mine are obsessed with each other and they're constantly entertaining each other, which is so easy now, but also giving them each attention is harder.
Yeah.
Whereas when they're just nursing all the time, you can still give the older one attention because the little one is just a blob.
Right. Totally. So, although I will say, I really feel those memes where when you're breastfeeding a newborn and you see your toddler doing God knows what, pooping in the kitchen, or like, you know, oh my God, he takes my Hakas and puts them on his boobs and goes, I'm feeding with my big boobie. Gets them all dirty with his little gremlin hands, and then I have to wash them again. It's like nonstop, and I just have to sit there and watch.
Oh my God.
I can't move, and it's torture.
When the baby's asleep on you, and you know it took you forever to get the baby to go to sleep, and you're like, I can't yell at you or make any sudden movements, and you see them doing something and you're like,
oh my God, it's just nonstop. and he doesn't listen to me at all. And the other day he looked me in the eyes and just peed on our clothes in the closet.
No.
And I could not move.
Taylor.
And, you know, he doesn't normally do stuff like that. So I will say the 1 to 2, I do see regressions.
Yeah.
With potty training. He's rebelling a little bit.
And testing.
And I'm trying to remain calm.
Yeah.
And know that this is normal.
Yeah.
Whew, it really tests my patience.
Can we just talk about staying calm for 1 second? Because I have been trying to stay calm lately, and it is really hard. It's so hard. Like,
it's so
one
hard.
is screaming and then the other one is asking me something and I like can't hear him, and the other one's crying and I'm just like, ah! Like I am so overstimulated. Like, can everybody just like please be quiet? That's
what
one
I
of the
will
hard
say,
things
though,
about too.
When I noticed myself losing it more, it's like the boy who cried wolf. If you lose it too many times, then like the other day he ran out in the street and I lost it, and he doesn't. It's like, okay, mom loses it at everything.
Right.
So I need to stop losing it.
Yeah.
He's a runner right now. And he does not listen to us and goes into the street, and it's really bad.
That's really scary.
Maybe I'm taking back what I said. No, I'm kidding. I still think 1 to 2 is easier. I will die on that hill.
It's easier because you're already a mom.
In the chaos.
You're already in it. Like,
I do stand by what we've always said.
Yeah.
0 to 1, mom's life changes.
Yeah.
1 to 2, dad is in for a big change.
Dude, 1 to 2, woo! Dad is like,
dad's on now all the time. Yeah.
My husband, 1 to 2, is like, no more. Yeah. His world was rocked. 1 to 2. 0 to 1, I was like, I got this. I actually don't need you.
Because
bring me food.
Totally.
You know? 1 to 2, I'm like, take the big one. You gotta take him.
You gotta take him.
And you have to be on all the time.
Yes.
And if the big one wakes up in the night, that's you, babes. I got the baby.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's 1 to 2 is hard for dads.
Yeah, 1 to 2, I feel like most dads would say is harder.
For sure.
0 to 1, moms would say.
I think that the lifestyle has to change a lot too for dads. Like, I need you home at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
I need you not going on work trips. I need you not doing fun stuff.
I know.
Like, I actually need you all the time now. Whereas like with 0 to 1, I just needed you so that I could have a break. I need you to relieve me sometimes. But 1 to 2, babes, this is zone defense.
And then a lot of people say 2 to 3 is just like you're already in chaos. So it's like, you know, where's the first kid? I don't know what's going on. Who cares? We're, you know.
Yeah, 2 to 3 to me feels like it would be similar in the sense that dad takes the older ones and then mom has babies. Yeah. So now he has the 2 big ones, but they're both big.
Yeah.
Depending how old they are. But like in my situation, if we have a third, like we're not even close. So my daughter would be like 3. And then it's like, you guys, big ones go with dad.
My sister just had her 9-year-old's birthday party. And I was like, how was it? And she was like, honestly, the kids just like ran around and it was fine. She was like, it was the little siblings that were difficult.
Chaos.
It's like, it's always the little ones.
Why?
Toddlers.
Why?
They're just like unhinged.
Why are the little ones always insane?
Toddlers are unhinged. They're like little drunk people running around
And
making bad decisions.
Yes. I'm always looking at my daughter and I'm like, is that a good choice?
And it's not.
Well, never.
Gosh, can I just ask people when the penis and butthole and all of that stop? Like my toddler is unhinged right now, screaming penis.
What? What do you mean when it stops? Adult men still think that's funny.
We were on our way home from the beach and he was putting his head out the window. He's learned to unhook his seatbelt.
No.
It's so bad.
Oh my God, Taylor, he is like...
No, he's kind of a pistol.
He's naughty.
He's really naughty. He thinks it's so funny.
Oh my God.
And he put his head out the window. He's like 2. And people are going by like, who is this 2-year-old without their seatbelt on with his head out the window going, penis? I was just like, no, it's so bad. And he'll look my neighbors in the eye and go, penis.
What?
Help.
He needs to go to school.
Oh my God.
Honestly, like...
I don't think he does that at school.
No, that's why I mean, like, go to school and, like, let them handle that. Because once they get more comfortable at school, I feel like they start acting more cuckoo.
We got some other questions.
Okay, this is a good one for you. So, my 2-week-old baby only co-sleeps, and I want to get him used to the crib a bit. Do you have any tips?
My tip is something you might not want to hear. Which is habits don't form this early.
Right.
At all.
Yeah.
Not even until 4 or 5 months, really. So getting them used to it isn't really like in their vocabulary.
Yeah. They're incapable of learning
routines or learning,
anything.
Yeah.
Like they don't even have associations until 3 months.
Yeah.
You can practice.
You can practice,
Sure.
but it's more for yourself than them.
Totally. And also, you're not creating bad habits. You're just meeting their needs right now. So unless it's for you and you're like, I need a break, but like 20 to 40 minute naps right now is normal. And that is the norm, especially when they're not on you. Yes. They're going to wake up in between sleep cycles, which are like 20 to 40 minutes long, and they're going to look for you. And if you're not there, they're going to be alert, and this is no longer safe to go back to sleep.
And that's why this second baby, I haven't even really tried. Like she hasn't slept in a bassinet. I don't know why I bought a new one.
I remember when you were saying like you were buying one, I was like, why? Just knowing you know what I mean? I do like to get my kids sleeping in their own space, and I do practice from birth because for me, I just can't like all the time. So my tip would be like, practice, but also like
for yourself.
If you for yourself, it's not for the baby yet. But if
and also if you're someone like me where it's like the second time around with the toddler involved, it causes me more stress to try everything in my power to get them to sleep, and then they sleep for 20 minutes. I'd rather just put her on me and be like 2-hour nap.
Yes.
You know, it's like I have things to do. Yes. I have another human to raise.
Right.
Like I just cannot be bothered.
You can't be sitting in a dark room bouncing on a ball for 20 minutes while your toddler is like running amok outside. And also let that go. I have a rule. If I can't get my kid to go to sleep within 15 minutes, we're getting up and we're moving on.
Oh my God.
And I'll try again in 30 minutes.
Spent way too much time in a dark room.
For my sanity, 15 minutes is my cutoff.
I love that rule because my first baby,
refuse.
I spent way too much time in a dark room with a sound machine and I lost my mind.
No, it's just so bad for your mental health. Also, like if it's not working for your baby, like move on. Try again later. They're not tired.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it yet. Like you worry about it when they're 3 months old or older.
Yeah.
I did the bassinet overnight, but I also didn't practice like really doing the crib until closer to 1.
Yeah, I want to say my son was maybe like 6 months.
Yeah.
When he even started to, it was when he could sleep on his stomach on the in the bassinet.
Or the crib.
In the crib.
Yeah. So last thing is emphasis on practice, not pressure.
Yes.
No pressure for you or baby. They don't have the skills. So if they don't want to do it, it's okay.
Yeah.
Next, risks of taking a newborn into public spaces before they're 3 months. So like we're not doctors, so we can just tell you about
for yourself. No.
I think there's a lot of anxiety around taking your babies out. That being said, you got to get out. And like, it's a risk benefit analysis, right? Like,
prioritize outdoor spaces.
Yeah. Outdoor spaces.
Yeah,
totally. Get outside. There's basically no risk to meeting people outside.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
You don't have to let anybody hold your baby. You know, you can just go outside and be like, have them in the carrier. They're like in their little cocoon.
Yeah.
Indoor spaces, I get it.
I also think this is a
First baby
question.
Totally.
Which I get. I was
the same.
paranoid.
I was the same. The
Second baby, my toddler is the scariest thing out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
my
germs.
God, with his little gremlin snotty hands. He had a virus.
Yeah.
The first 3 weeks of her life.
Right.
Vomiting, diarrheaing,
Right.
and then trying to kiss her. I'm like, I'm more afraid of you than a bar.
Totally.
SOS.
Get me out of this germ hole. And it's so funny because I was super freaked out about it the first time too. And then the second came roll around and I'm like, well, what are we going to do? Yeah. Keep them separated? It's just not possible. So yeah, I mean, I think common sense precautions, outdoor is generally fine. There's a lot of anxiety and you are going to be anxious because it's your first baby.
Yeah.
But also taking a step back, like being outside is probably okay. Someone asked about high lipase. She said, my freezer stash of breast milk is high lipase. What can I do? Baby is not liking it and not liking a 50-50 ratio of the frozen milk with the freshly expressed milk. What is high lipase milk? So the fat breaks down over time when it's frozen. And it can develop a like soapy or metallic-y smell and taste. This is due to the fat breakdown. It doesn't mean it's spoiled. And the Academy of Breastfeeding Medicine says that it's still safe. It's biologically normal. It's still appropriate to feed baby. That being said, if baby is refusing to drink that milk, that is a preference issue, not a breast milk issue, if that makes sense. There are plenty of foods that smell weird, right? Like eggs or aged cheeses, fish, you know, a lot of things that have an unpleasant smell that doesn't affect taste. So just to give you some perspective on that, the milk isn't spoiled. Right? If your baby won't take it, and if your baby won't take it when you mix it with fresh milk, there's some things that you can try. The first thing that I want to say is that if baby won't take your frozen milk, the first thing that I want to do is I want to protect your supply. And I also want to make sure baby's fed. So those are my two main concerns, right? So keep pumping. I'm guessing you went back to work and you're pumping at work now. So we got to make sure that you are getting enough stimulation. Typically the pump is not as effective as baby. A lot of times moms are going longer in between feeds. So we want to make sure you're getting enough stimulation. So sometimes we have moms add in a pump or two. If baby is now sleeping through the night, that's another consideration, right? Like maybe you need to keep your supply up by adding in an overnight pump. And I understand you want to prioritize sleep, but that being said, many times moms need overnight stimulation to keep their supply up. You can try first adding in a pump or two during the day in addition to what your baby's taking. So if your baby's eating, say 8 times a day, you try to pump 9 or 10 times a day. I would have one of the extra ones be in the early morning after your first morning feed, and then late at night before you go to bed. Try to get those like early morning or overnight hours as much as possible. Okay, so then you can try offering that frozen milk different temperatures, warm, cold, lukewarm. You can try a different bottle. You could try a different caregiver giving the milk. You can offer it when baby is not super hungry. There's a lot of things that you'll see online. You'll see scalding, but the Academy of Breastfeeding Medicine does not recommend this. That's when you heat your milk to super high temperatures to try to make it taste better, but you're breaking down nutrients and immunological factors. So it's not recommended. I've seen people say like adding alcohol-free vanilla to sort of mask the taste. Again, not recommended, not evidence-based, but you'll see moms trying this on TikTok. Other things to play around with are the different percentages. So say your baby won't take 50-50, but maybe they'll say take 25-75. Depending on how old baby is, I know it's not as helpful as if they would just drink it in a bottle, but if baby's over 6 months, you could add it into food. You could make popsicles with it. You could make smoothies with it. So maybe it's not going totally to waste. And then lastly, you could just keep it and save it for milk baths. But again, the goal is not to force your baby to like every ounce of your freezer stash if they don't like it and you suspect high lipase. The goal is just to feed your baby and protect your supply. And I understand how frustrating this is because you're like, well, I built this freezer stash so that when I went back to work, or maybe you wanted to stop pumping or breastfeeding earlier and you had a plan for your stash to make it to a year. So I understand that's super frustrating, but also babies are so unpredictable and this can be common. Another recommendation I have would be as soon as you pump that milk, get it into the freezer. If you're going to freeze it, don't let it sit in the refrigerator for a day, 2 days, 3 days before you freeze it. That can help. Making sure that it's very, very cold has some evidence. So like a normal freezer will be, negative 19 degrees or something. And then there's some evidence that says if it gets down to negative 80, then there's less fat breakdown. So a deep freezer that never gets opened maybe could potentially help. Those are your sort of options. There's not a total fix. The next question is related. Can supply dip when going from exclusively breastfeeding to exclusively pumping, going back to work and noticing a difference? So yes, absolutely. And this is very common. The pump is typically less efficient than the baby. Your schedule matters. When you're exclusively breastfeeding, you're typically nursing more often than you think you are, and you're pumping less than you normally would if you were exclusively breastfeeding. Also, the stress and the transition. A lot of moms go back to work right when their supply is regulating. So that's another factor. Just to give you the pep talk that you probably need, if you are making just enough to cover what your baby needs, you're making enough. You don't need to have extra. Any ounce extra is considered an oversupply. Being a just enougher is not a bad thing. That's normal. Making what your baby needs, your body matching up to what your baby needs, that's normal. And we're the first generation to ever worry about this. If you're making what your baby needs, then you're making the right amount. So how old is your baby? I need a little bit more info to totally know. But again, this goes back to what I was just talking about with the high lipase milk and going back to work and the freezer stash. Is baby sleeping through the night? Are you nursing at all, or are you just pumping? These are all things that can affect your supply. So again, I would recommend adding in a pump or two. If you're not feeding or pumping overnight, you might need to. Many moms, I would dare to say most moms need stimulation overnight to keep their supply up. You can start with adding in a pump or two during the day for 3 to 5 days and seeing if you have a supply increase. But I would say most moms need some stimulation overnight, especially when their baby is young and supply is still being established and they're not eating solids yet fully, like at 9, 10, 11 months. You probably need that stimulation. Again, you have to do what works for you. There's no rules, but these are just suggestions. And yes, we do see supply dips when moms go back to work. Someone asked on Instagram, and this is a good question for you since you just went through it. Signs labor has started and what to do before going to the hospital. What are the most common signs that labor has started?
Okay, first of all, what to do before you go to the hospital? Live your life.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in the like, what do I need to do because my labor just started? Just live your life. I remember you were like, I was making lunch for my toddler for the next day. Like, that's what you should do. Just live your life, eat, drink, walk, do whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
For me, it was 12:30 a.m. So I wasn't going to go on a walk outside or anything. Yeah. My water broke both labors, which is not usually the case. So what I would say is people lose their mucus plug. Maybe you'll have diarrhea. Maybe your water will break. Maybe you'll start leaking a little bit of amniotic fluid. But to be honest, the biggest sign labor is really getting going is contractions are stronger, closer together. It's not even how dilated you are. Anyway, those are the main ones. Honestly, yeah. I mean, people say you start to get the urge to nest, all that stuff. I mean, for me, it was just like,
yeah.
When it was game time, it was game time.
Yeah. People do always talk about the weeks leading up. Like, yeah, of course, you're approaching 40 weeks. Of course, you're going to be having the urge to nest. And like, right. But those aren't like, okay, labor's coming tomorrow symptoms. It's like, yeah, contractions, mucus plug, water breaking.
Yeah. And you could be having prodromal labor or Braxton Hicks. So unless your contractions are getting very strong and closer together, honestly, all the other signs are kind of background noise, in my opinion.
Totally. Like they don't actually mean anything. If you could give a first time mom advice, going into having her first baby, what would be your biggest advice now that you're a second time mom?
You are the best mom for your children. And if someone else is giving you advice and they say it is fact, but it makes your gut feel wrong and makes you feel wrong, don't listen.
Yeah.
Even if it's an expert and it goes against your gut, don't listen.
Yeah. Right. Listen to your gut.
And now that I know that I'm the best mom for my kids and that I know what they need, I feel so confident, and I've been mothering with so much more ease this time around.
Yeah.
And confidence goes a really long way in how you perceive motherhood. Really long way.
Yeah. Tune out all that noise.
It's our tagline, actually.
Yeah.
Tune out the noise.
There's a lot.
Watching this episode is going to be a roller coaster. I was there. I was over here. I was on a bouncy ball. Now I'm back here. So sorry for giving you guys whiplash. This is my life.
Well, this is real life.
Yeah, this is real life. But
we're just two moms trying to record a podcast with 4 kids between us. So,
oh my God.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Babies can't be scheduled. Case in point.
Yeah.
I think she's finally asleep, and we're literally about to sign off and go pick up our other kids. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Yeah. And see you next time. Bye.
Bye.